is the superintendent of Santa Fe Public Schools. Maybe introduce yourself and how long have you been superintendent?
Hi, I'm Bobbie Gutierrez, and as Dr. Copa said, I'm the superintendent of Santa Fe Public Schools, and this is actually my first year as superintendent, but my 24th year with Santa Fe Public Schools.
And I've been working with the school on developing a learning plan and an implementation plan for a new career and technical education center here. What did you have in mind when you said we really ought to start thinking about a career and technical education center new for this district?
There had been some concern for quite a while in the district that we needed to refocus on vocational education, and a couple of our school board members actually approached one of our legislators, actually two of our legislators, about maybe a direct appropriation to give us money for a study to see what might be needed in the community. And so that all came about 3 years ago, and then the former superintendent assigned the project to me, and I had...
You were the deputy superintendent?
I was the deputy superintendent at the time, and I didn't know very much about career technical education, and so I started to do a lot of research. I pulled together a few people from not only our organization, but the city, the county, Rudy that was here today, and we all kind of sat around the table and looked at each other because we all said, well, we think we need this, but we didn't even know where to begin. It was also about that time that I had a trip somewhere, and I was reading through a facilities magazine and ran across your name, and a month or so later we contacted you, and the rest is kind of history.
Yeah,
you said yes.
And we've had a good time together.
Yes, we have. It's been a wonderful experience for all of us.
When you think about the process that you've been through, both planning for the kind of the learning plan, developing kind of a vision from a learning perspective for the center, and now the site that is selecting the site for the center, what about that process do you think was really productive and important pieces of the process?
Well, I think first of all, the process allows you to explore a tremendous amount of information and ideas and sharing, but at the same time, very quickly bring that very broad piece of information down to a more narrow focus. I think the thing that I love most about the process is because of the large group discussion, the small group work, the consensus building process with dotting those things that are priorities. All of that makes people feel like their voices have been heard. And I think that's so important, because when you're working with a community group that's been as large as our group, as many as I think 60 people a couple of times, but a pretty steady group of about 35 to 40, I think it's so important to have a process where people can feel that they're heard. And so that was one of the things that I have especially liked about the process, is the fact that you can cover a large amount of information, create a more narrow focus, and have everybody's voices heard.
One of the things that I've been impressed about in terms of the leadership you provided to the process is the kind of wide involvement of the community. Certainly the school and students, but also the community. They've been actively involved in this process right from the beginning. Do you see a lot of payoffs to that?
I do. I do see a lot of payoffs to that, and I think it's really, I believe, raised the community's awareness about our existing schools and what's happening in our schools, and more people inquiring about our schools. So, but I think we need to do more. You know, and you know, I heard that today, that we need to do, you know, we need to do more in terms of the community involvement. But sincerely, I have to say, with this process, in my 24 years of working in the school district, we've had more community involvement and consistently people that have stayed with the planning process, because it's been a while now, almost 2 years, but people that have consistently stayed with that, and that's not something that I have experienced before with other committees and task force and you know, different things that we've done over the years. So anyway.
Well, thank you for
It's very
sharing a little of
affirming.
the experience, and I'm wishing you just the very best. I have all the confidence in the world that we're going to see this in action not too far ahead. Okay?
I hope so. In fact, I would like for that to sort of be my legacy, that I really got this accomplished while I was the superintendent.
Okay. Thank you much.
Thanks.